Hey guys, good morning. Happy Saturday, the 5th? 6th, 7th, yeah, the 5th, I believe it is. So, I apologize to you all. I left some of you in the lurch because some of you guys really do care about me and my family and my health and all that good stuff. So, I want to share a couple of really cool stories with you. One of my, Jim Smith observations. But I want to give you an update because I left you guys kind of hanging. So, as the story goes, I thought I was going to the doctor Thursday and I know I'm driving and videoing, and that's terribly wrong, so don't tell my kids and don't go hating on me. I'm just trying to take advantage of time because it's still a little bit of a whirlwind. Anyway, I'm going to chew up too much time talking about that. So Thursday I went to the doctor thinking I was going to get my knee looked at. And instead I went to my family doctor, who was just there to have a wellness visit, and then he set me up an appointment for Friday for the orthopedist. I have a really cool story about the Thursday visit. Not a really cool story, but kind of cool. Yesterday, I went and visited the orthopedist. Got another cool story I'll share with the other one. But the leg. So here's the situation, guys. Really good news, maybe not so good news. The really good news is I got no structural damage. I didn't think I did, but I got no structural damage. What I do have is moderate to heavy arthritis, I guess. It's not mild, it's not, crippling. It's kind of in that middle range, I guess. So I've got that. Along with that is I have a great deal of swelling, and I have I have several, more than several, bone spurs, which have been formed and creating, some of that inflammation. The X-rays showed, I guess, in your knee you've got kind of a separation on each side of the maybe kneecap. One side is normal, one side is down to next to nothing. But there's really not a whole lot that can be done about it. It's not a candidate for any kind of replacement. It's nothing that drastic. So the doctor gave me a cortisone shot, which was kind of cool. He takes this little liquid nitrogen, essentially, I don't know what it is, really cold, sprays it on your knee, and then it goes from really cold to almost, I was short in my system, I see my light show going on. It goes from really cold to almost burning for a few moments, and then he puts the cortisone shot in there. Along with that, he's prescribed to me some anti-inflammatories, which is where I'm heading to go pick them up. So I already have a great deal more movement in my knee than I had. It's still with mild pain, but it's not crippling and excruciating like it was. So that's in 24 hours. I haven't taken or picked up my prescription yet, so I don't know, in addition, how much that's going to help, but I'm looking forward to that. So this morning, I go into the office, as I told you guys, about 4 o'clock, 4:30 if I get in late, and I do what I got to do. And today I was planning on running home and seeing my kids and cooking some of Dad's special pancakes for breakfast for them, because I do have help back at the office and warehouse now, although admittedly my team is still very new. And then I was going to run back around 11:30 or so and finish out the day. Well, I had a task or two that I had to take care of this morning, so I didn't get home as early as I'd have liked to. So I'm going to go get my meds, go see the kids, still cook them their breakfast. But my son has a playoff baseball game, or tournament, winter baseball game in Palmyra tonight, which is like 20 minutes further than where I am at work. So I think I may just take the family back to the office this afternoon. I've got a DVD player in there. They can watch a movie, hang out, maybe we'll have some dinner. So I'm not crisscrossing the country and all that good stuff. So that's kind of my plans for today. There's an update on my leg and my knee. Things are certainly could have been much, much worse. As I said already, I have not complete movement, but certainly a lot more movement in my knee and my leg, and the pain is minimal compared to severe, so that's all good news. So a couple of stories with you, and then an observation that came as a result of one of you guys, my followers, the conversation I was having with a friend. So the first thing was Thursday. This is kind of a pretty neat story. I've always had a pretty good relationship with my doctor and his staff, and because of some of the ailments I have from asthma to pain. I have to go. It's not just like a once-a-year visit. I probably go 3 or 4 times a year. So they know me, and you may have noticed I'm not exactly the most quiet, demure person. So I tend to be remembered. But anyway, they were really supportive of me when I took the journey. And in fact, they gave me a going away present, and they gave me like a starter kit of meds to make sure I'd be okay while I was out there. So as I was checking out Thursday morning, Kia, the young lady behind the counter, had pulled out her drawer to get something. I don't know if it was an appointment card for my follow-up or whatever it was. But she didn't even realize it. But sitting right next to her, imagine if you had a cash drawer as a cashier, on the left side was my kind of business card I've used for the journey. She still has it. She had had that since June. I'm like, oh my God, you still have my card there? She said, of course, I told you I'm following you. So I thought that was so neat and flattering. Here this young lady has kept my business card in her desk for the last, 5 or 6 months. How many people would look at it and just say, it's trash or whatever, I don't need this. In fact, some people on the journey actually did that. I'd hand it to them at a mini mart and they just throw it right in the ground right in front of me and walk away. Got up a few times. So that was a pretty cool story. And then the secondary part of the story was I went to the orthopedist yesterday, and they asked questions. Now, on the journey, when I was doing the walk-in, I did talk about the journey and my mission and what I was hoping to accomplish and what I was doing. And most of the time I'd be asked, I had a bright yellow shirt on and a big backpack on my back. But since I've gotten back and life has returned to normal, it I won't say it rarely comes up, but it doesn't come up all that often because I don't walk around going, hey, do you know what I did? It's about life and survival and the bills of the kids and all that good stuff. But the doctors, asked how long has it been hurting, anything triggered it, so I had to kind of share the story. Well, the doctor I was speaking with, it was funny because I was looking to kind of say, what can we do to make me better? And he was just totally fascinated by the journey. He hadn't heard about it, didn't hear about it, didn't know about it, but was asking me questions, some very poignant, how did you stay hydrated? How did you do it? Where'd you go? What made you do this? And it was funny, not in a ha-ha way, but it was funny because I realized that it's you folks that kind of get me motivated and make me realize the positivity to what I hoped, and that it actually holds true, that here we are, 4 months after I've been back, not 4 months, I lied to you, 2.5 months after I've been back, sharing a story with somebody, and yet total buy-in. I think he's asked to be my friend on Facebook. I haven't said yes yet, I haven't been on that yet, but my point is, it was really neat to kind of just sit down and talk with somebody about it, somebody that didn't know about it, and again, to see their reaction. It wasn't a hater, it wasn't, wow, you abandoned your kids, like some people, it was really uplifting, and what was funny about it was that, like I said, I thought I would go there and he'd be all business, all doctor, and let's talk about this, and it was like I almost tried to have to steer him to the doctoring part because he was so, not I'm not saying gross, but he was so interested in hearing about the journey. And so here Thursday, I've got somebody that I met before the journey, still has my business card sitting right there at the desk, and then this doctor was just totally